All right. My name's Christy. Obviously, I've been in the indoor facility business now for about 13 years, and I've been the owner, the GM, the instructor, and I've probably done a little bit of everything with regards to the indoor facility business. When I started Program 17, it was, either I have this great concept and I'm going to implement Blast. I can't remember honestly, or it was, I think that, I discovered Blast and how do I create a great training program around it. So I have a video for you guys to see. I just kind of want to paint that picture a little bit about Program 17. We've got some this video actually has some collegiate athletes that we had here in the facility. You guys can play that video. Can't hear the. Yeah, so you gotta love technology, right? It's hard to actually get the whole feel, but typically when we show that video, it's like, wow, this is super awesome, and I'll put that on our Facebook so you can see that message. But really, to me, challenging and failing is a part of the game, and we want athletes to embrace and grow from that. And instruction for us is done a little differently. So I don't know if you got that from that video, but we do group instruction. So we do anything from 2 to 4 players at a time. And this is coming from somebody who had done individual lessons forever. And I had to go to my athletes and say, okay, we're gonna change this up a little bit. We're gonna make this a little different. And for me, I really had to change their perspective on training and training in a competitive and group environment. So the concept behind Program 17 is, that we use technology and data capture to enhance or improve results. Hopefully I'm still here. Oh, that thing went off. So when we're using data, I think it's really important to bring up that data is about results, and sometimes we get so for those of you that are currently using data, we get so detail oriented into the data that we forget why we're really training, right? If I have a hitter coming into my program, it's to help them with maybe their on base percentage, their walk to strikeout ratio, or hitting home runs. I think that's so important to mention and to talk about, because yes, it's great if I have an athlete that has got triple green for all the Blast people out there that understand it, right? But sometimes I have D1 kids that do have some numbers in the yellow and the red, and that's okay. And I think that's really, really important to talk about and to understand. It's all about the results, and I'm kind of one of those people that I'm always pretty forthcoming and honest, and I'm sure you guys experience this where you're at, and you have these conversations as well. But every time I turn around, there's another hitting coach, whether they're coming out of a collegiate college or a hitting coach that's been around for 30 or 40 years, and when you think about how softball is evolving and how the game is changing, and how parents will go out and spend $450 on the greatest bat ever that's now going to help their athlete hit home runs, and they're in a conditioning program, and they're coming to you to get them to the next level. and you as a coach do not invest in some type of data capture blast, you know, I have a really hard time respecting you as an instructor. You know, and I see you guys smiling on the other end because, you know, trust me, I have those sometimes those self-talks all the time about what are you doing if you're not taking advantage of the technology that's out there. I'll be honest, you know, I'm pretty proud of wearing purple and gold. When I came out of college, you know, I thought that I was somebody. I knew I was somebody, and I thought that I was the greatest thing. You know, I gave lessons for a long time, and when Blast came out, I really had to do some self-reflection on what was I teaching, and I was good, but Blast has really allowed me to become great, and I think that, you know, we're forever evolving as coaches in this sport. And to be able to utilize something that I become better, which in turn makes the athletes better, it's a no-brainer. So if you're on this call and you're considering using Blast, you know, and you're an instructor, invest and learn about what it can do for your kids. You know, for us, when it comes to instruction, and I'm kind of moving around here, sorry, but it's all about empowering these athletes, right? We want to empower them. We want them to understand why they're making these moves. What's great about it? What is something they need to continue to work at? You know, I feel like if an athlete can't make the adjustment on their own, and I see you guys nodding, you know this, right? But if an athlete can't make an adjustment on their own, and they're calling you going and panicking on what do I do and how do I fix this, they're going to struggle forever down the softball road. Think about a collegiate roster with 25 kids on a team. You know, they better have a pretty good understanding of what their swing is and what it's about. And for me, Blast is just a component of that. For us in our program, you know, we're a culture. We are a training culture. You know, I feel like our kids feel a little superior to some other athletes that are out there training just because they own their swings, and they own their swings through technology. I think it's pretty incredible that technology has allowed that confidence in these young ball players. And you know, we have kids like I have a 9U kid that is using Blast right now, and maybe we're not going over all 10 metrics, but they're learning a little bit about rotation. You know, they're also learning that we are continuing to watch and track them.